Alright, what's going on guys, it's Alone Courier here, and I am actually uploading my first video on CCR, you know, you're probably sitting there thinking, who's this fucking Scottish douchebag, but yeah, this is my first upload on CCR. It's cool to be in a group like this, you know, it's cool to have a channel like this, you know, it's a channel full of different and varying opinions, you know, we basically all do the same kind of videos, but it's really cool to see all the different kind of takes on the commentary, you know. I mean, you've got like the bipolar bear Robbie, you know, he does his own kind of videos, you know, he does a very different style of commentary to like what Painkiller would, you know. It's cool to see all these different styles, and everybody's got their own way of doing their commentaries, which I do really like, you know. It's cool to have a channel that has so much diversity like this, you know, everyone's from diverse different backgrounds. Me and Higgsy are both from the UK, well, Higgsy's from Ireland and I'm from Scotland, so it's cool to have a different bunch of different people like that on this channel, you know. You've obviously got Apocalypse as well, he's from England, and it's cool to have all these different kind of guys on here, you know, maybe even females too at some point, you know. I mean, that would be kind of cool. But you know, one thing I just want to talk about right now though is Call of Duty, because right now I'm at this point, I'm at a crossroads with Call of Duty, you know, as a person, because I've been playing Call of Duty since, probably since World at War. I didn't actually play World at War online when it was out. Usually, well, it's my friends, my parents were friends with these other people, and we'd all go over to their house, you know, occasionally, like for Christmas and stuff like that, or just go over for drinks occasionally, and I would play Xbox 360 with our son, Connor. He's probably about my age now, you know, he's about 18, well, he's way older now, because, you know, World at War was quite a long time ago, and I remember playing World at War Zombies with him, and it was, like, amazing, you know, the Zombies mode on that was so good. We did actually play a shitload of multiplayer as well. And then MW2 came out, and I was dead into multiplayer with that. You know, I played multiplayer so much, and I've been going like that since. I did take a couple of years off, like MW3, because at that point, COD was starting to get too familiar, you know. I played every single Call of Duty game. The first Call of Duty game I ever played was Call of Duty Finest Hour, which came out years and years ago. I don't really want to admit when it came out. I can't remember, but, you know, I've been playing Call of Duty for years. And by that point, MW3 came out, I was really getting burnt out on it. I was like, you know what, this game is the same thing every single year, you know. There's nothing much new in any game. And everything changed when Advanced Warfare came out, you know, because Advanced Warfare came out with this new movement system and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, I really did enjoy Advanced Warfare. That is the game that actually got me back into Call of Duty, surprisingly enough. Advanced Warfare for me was something truly different. It was a good game, but it wasn't a very good Call of Duty game, if you know what I'm saying here. You know, games can be good, but a bad entry into that franchise. You know, Resident Evil, I wouldn't even bring up Resident Evil because the newer games are shite, but, you know, you can have a good game, but it's a bad entry into that franchise. Advanced Warfare is that. It's a good game on its own. I think if it's a standalone game, a lot more people would have bought it, and a lot more people would have actually admitted they liked it, but no, it's Call of Duty, so, you know, everybody hates it. And then BO3 came out, and I bought BO3, and, you know, by about 2 months into it, I was like, yeah, this game kinda does suck. So, another thing is the business model that Activision have been doing the last couple of years, you know. It's been very microtransaction heavy, you know. It just goes back to like Ghosts, when the microtransactions got spammed like an ungodly amount, you know. They were spamming them so hard, and you're just sitting there like, oh my god, dude, like really, who wants to play as Soap in Ghosts? Yeah, just stupid shit like that, you know. It's just, it really confuses me as to why people would want to have stuff like that. It looks cringy as hell, you know. Like, oh, look at this guy, he's such a 420 Blaze It kind of guy. He's got a fucking cannabis camo on his gun, you know. What an absolute badass. Better watch out for this guy, you know. It's just stupid stuff like that, man. It just really made me cringe. And then BO3 came out. Well, obviously Advanced Warfare had supply drops in it, and those got spammed. But, you know, I was too busy, you know, fanboying over Advanced Warfare to really have too much of a problem with the weapons. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like the way they were in the game, you know, you have to unlock a variant to use this weapon first through supply drops. Stupid stuff like that. And then you got BO3, but it's just like, yeah, you have to unlock the guns through supply drops, and there's like a 0.00000 chance of you ever getting that weapon, you know. And stuff like that really makes me just wanting to stop playing Call of Duty in general, you know, because it's like half the weapons at this point are all on supply drops, and it just kind of feels like the Activision don't even care about the consumers. And that's why I've kind of fell out with Call of Duty, you know. I've gone off and played way better games since, you know. if you check out my channel, I'm not saying go and check out my channel, but you know, if you look at my channel, you'll realize I barely post Call of Duty these days. I mean, I may post commentaries about Call of Duty, but there's rarely ever any Call of Duty gameplay in them. You know, there's going to be Titanfall gameplay in the background of this video. Titanfall 1, not Titanfall 2 actually, because I don't really like Titanfall 2 that much. And you'd rather watch good gameplay, so there's Titanfall 1 there rather than Titanfall 2, because I keep getting my shit pushed in on TF2 because everybody's an absolute sweaty on that game. But, you know, it just feels like, why am I still playing this game when we're getting fucked over so much by, you know, Activision, you know? It's stupid, man. I mean, yeah, I'm really into this channel, you know, like bringing back the old school Call of Duty commentaries and whatnot, but, you know, the games, I can't bring myself to play them, you know? I mean, BO3 has been terrible so far. I mean, I'm not going to judge you or anything. I'm not going to shit on you if you think BO3 is an amazing game, but for me, it just doesn't cut it, you know? It was fine for like the first couple of months or so, and then it just got repetitive as all hell, and you know, it just sort of degraded into this game that it is now, which is basically just buffs and nerfs all the time, you know? The buffs and nerfs in Black Ops 3 are really one of the things that just annoyed me, you know? It's like one month you're using a weapon like the Man of War, and the Man of War is amazing, and next thing you know, it's absolutely terrible, and stuff like that. And it's just the games nowadays, they're just so much worse. I mean, Infinite Warfare, the campaign looks alright, but then you've got Zombies, which looks absolutely horrible. I'm not even gonna lie, it looks terrible. And then you've also got multiplayer, which hasn't even been talked about or revealed yet. And I can only assume, yeah, I know I'm the glass half empty kind of guy, so I think it's going to be bad, you know, because it's been said so far that it's going to be like BO3, and if BO3 is anything to go by, it'll be fresh for about a month, and then it'll get stale and boring after that. So Infinite Warfare really has not got me hyped at all. You know, these other games that are coming out this year have got my attention way more, and I'd rather put my faith in those developers. You know, you've got Battlefield 1, which is coming out, and I know I sound like the average Call of Duty kid at this point going, oh, Battlefield 1 looks so amazing, it looks way better than Infinite Warfare, but it does, you know? I'm quite a Battlefield fan. I'm not going to say that I played a lot of Battlefield, but I did play enough. And so far Battlefield 1 looks absolutely tight as fuck. It looks amazing. Gears of War 4 is another game that I'm so excited for. You've got Titanfall 2, which, as I said, I'm not very excited for at this point, but I'm still going to rather play that over Infinite Warfare. And Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. You know, you've got all these games coming out this year, and Infinite Warfare isn't even on my list, you know? I mean, it's just, yeah, it looks unimpressive as hell so far. I mean, campaign looks very polished and whatnot, but, you know, multiplayer is never as polished as the campaign is. So, yeah, my point is, I really can't be bothered with Call of Duty at this point, you know? I mean, it's better just going off and trying other things. I mean, because I didn't really like Titanfall all that much. Well, not didn't like it, it's just I never played that much of it. But, you know, recently I started playing a lot of Titanfall 1, and I'm really starting to enjoy it, man. You know, when you jump out from Call of Duty, when you sort of take a break from COD and go off and play all these different games, you really find a new appreciation for gaming. You know, it's just Call of Duty has got you in this mindset of, if I don't do good, it's terrible, you know? And when you go off and start playing other games like Doom, Halo, Gears of War, Battlefield, you know, stuff like that, you really have a newfound appreciation for games, you know? And that's something I really do. It's something I really love that I've done recently, you know? Playing all these other games really made me realise how, you know, just how bad Call of Duty is. I mean, I just want to admit that right now, because, well, COD's good, it used to be good, but nowadays it's just running on this really old engine, you know, it just looks relatively unremarkable in comparison to Battlefield 1, which is obviously on the Frostbite engine. But yeah, this video's been going on for about 8 minutes now, and you're all probably bored of listening to me jabber on about how good and how bad games are. So yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It's been a Lone Courier. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Always do appreciate it. And yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.